Hello and welcome back to the When You're Podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're addicted to word search puzzles. Now, I have my own book here. I for some reason was like, I felt the need to try to do like a word search puzzle, or like I kind of like missed doing them, or for whatever reason, I don't know why. And I got this book from Amazon. It's called Cheer the F Up Word Search by Funky Fox. Great book. I mean, I just like it because it has some funny stuff. It has some great it just has some great phrases at the top of each one, So, anyways, I'm afraid to finish this book. I'm already like halfway through and I'm like, I don't want to finish it because then I'll have to get another book. This thing is addicting. I'm addicted to this book. And like once you do one, you can't just do one. You can't just do one word search puzzle a day because you go by you finish it too quick. And then you're like, I want the next puzzle. And then you're like, I got another few minutes to spare. And then you just keep on going, you know what I mean? It doesn't stop. So while I'm in the middle of this book, and right now I just feel like I have to put a halt right now because as much as I like it, I have to wait, so that way I can fully, for when like maybe I'm feeling really bored, or whenever I'm like whenever I'm in the mood to kind of like take it down a notch, I feel. So if I just start going straight for it all at once, then I'm going to have to get another book. I'll have to wait then, and then it'll just be a whole nightmare. It'll be a waste. And I might not feel like it that day. So, it's all about waiting. And I do it because it kind of relaxes me. It's kind of relaxing. You put on some music, you put on some of your favorite tunes, and then you just, or a TV show, something. I usually put on like right now I'm currently rewatching The West Wing, CSI Miami, show, just whatever shows. And then I do the word search puzzle, and then like, I don't know, it's kind of relaxing. Like I listen to the show, but then I'm also doing the word search puzzle. It relaxes me, it takes away some, it just makes me feel like I don't know how to describe it. It just it gets my brain all because the word search puzzles are so easy. It feels like I finish really quick, or I don't know. There's just something about finding the next word and not having to worry about like something else. That's kind of relaxing for me. And I'm sure like people let me try to say this right. That there are people out there who like doing the word search puzzle just to do with nothing else. Like some people are okay like in silence just doing a word search puzzle. I am too, you know what I mean? But like I don't have to is my point. Is like I like having a little background noise to kind of stimulate me at the same time as I'm looking for these different words. You know what I'm getting? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I just feel like in trying to find the next word or do the next search, it just comes up it's just something satisfying about finding the next thing or something that I like about it. It's very relaxing. And then when I'm in the middle of a search, right? So I'll be doing like a page or something, and then I'll find a separate word that's not even in the because they have the words you're supposed to look for at the bottom, and because of that, I'm looking at it and I realize, oh snap, there's a word that's not even on the thing, but it's just so randomly the way that they put the it's the way they put the puzzle together is you're able to find other words, and I like that. I don't highlight them because then it gives me a reason to go back and try to find those new words. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say I do finish the book, I can then get a pen or a pencil or whatever, and then I can because I highlight it. So then I can go back and I can find like those little extra words that maybe I didn't really care about, or I skimmed past because I was like, I don't really care, or they weren't a part of the puzzle, is what I'm trying to say, or the theme of the thing. So those extra words are really, they come in handy for when it just helps me to like not focus. What am I saying? It just lets me know that I'm being extra attentive. Like I'm finding words that aren't even supposed to be found, but I found it. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that a lot. And so every time I find a new word, I'm like, this is another example, another great example of why I have to come back around. You know what I mean? And then there are some words that would be so perfect, except the issue is that they don't connect, in like a straight line. You'd have to go you have to jump around a bit, which is like, there could have been a word there, but they didn't move it over or whatever, I also got I also really got addicted to it because I was looking up ASMR videos of people doing word search puzzles. So I think there was this girl, I forget who, but she had like this old-timey word search puzzle, and she was like whispering really quietly, and she was like, yeah, so today we're gonna do a word search puzzle. And she would like crinkle the paper, and she would like try to spread it out because it was all bent and stuff, and then she would get her highlighter and she would it was really relaxing as well, and it was so soft and quiet. I definitely recommend go look it up. But like that's kind of one of the reasons why I was like, I want to do a word search puzzle late at night, and just the sound of me flipping the pages and highlighting the page and stuff like that. And like I said, very relaxing, very, very fun. And it makes my brain feel like it's working, like I'm not an idiot, you know what I mean? I just feel good about it. And so that ASMR just told me like you have to get on the train. You gotta start doing it. So I start doing this ASMR word search thing. And you know what's funny? I'll listen to that ASMR word search and then I'll do my own word search. So that way it's like we're word searching together, which is kind of like weird, but relaxing at the same time. It's like, oh, you're doing your puzzle, I'm doing mine, and I'm gonna beat you before you finish your page or something like that. You know what I mean? Something about that. Something I did there is a little off, but I like it. It's cool. Now, some of the benefits of doing a word search puzzle, on a day-to-day basis, daily, is it improves your memory. So most of the time I'll find a word, but it won't be in the correct order. So like if you're a normal person, I guess, and you find a word, you just highlight it or you mark it or whatever, right? Me, I like to go in order. So if I find a word and it's not, because they go alphabetically. So if I find a letter F word, right? Like right here, it says, on one of the pages, it says fried chicken, right? But the first word is actually baguette. So if I find fried chicken before I find baguette, I have to be like, okay, forget about fried chicken. You gotta first find baguette. You know what I'm saying? So, and then once I find baguette, and I keep on going down, I have to remember where the fried chicken was. And then once I find it, dude, it's dope. So it's a constant, like, for me, I have to like put it on hold and just try to remember where it was. Otherwise I have to go like through the whole search again. Not that it matters, but I'm just saying, like, and all in all, when I'm like doing the puzzle, sometimes I have to stop and then look for another word, and then I have to come back to that word and I have to remember exactly where it was, which is not too hard, but it's just a test of the memory, a test of where certain words are, and if you can remember, exactly where they were. Although I suppose if you're like just trying to finish it, it doesn't really matter. I just think that's an example of good memory. And also another benefit of these word search puzzles is that teachers use the word search puzzle to teach foreign languages. So if you're like, if you want to learn Spanish, they'll oftentimes give you a word search puzzle and you'll have to find words. You know what I mean? And then maybe they'll teach you the words behind it and stuff like that. So that way you can recognize and understand the definitions of them. You know? And people who don't know English, it'll be easy for them to put like a theme to it. Like the one I have here is fast food. So if they don't know certain fast food names, they can just put it all right there, and then they can understand the theme. It's like, oh, these are food words. Okay. So this is a food word. This is another one. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't know how to say, if they don't know what a hot dog is, or like the exact pronunciation, or what am I trying to say? Or they don't know like what it means exactly, then they just give them a word search puzzle, which is kind of cool when you think about it. I think that's also how they taught us words in elementary school, like bigger words or like new words, or try to get us to brush up on our vocabulary. They'll give us like a word search puzzle, and you'll have to find the word, and then you'll have to like maybe put the definition to it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think, you know, I'm trying to remember of times in school when I had to do a word search puzzle. I mean, for the most part, it was just for fun. It wasn't really about grades, I guess. I think it was just kind of like an extra thing you could do. But I think we did it for like vocabulary, like I said, but for the most part, it was just like for fun, you know, just kind of there. It also teaches you it's also quick thinking. So you have to find the word, circle it, and then you have to put the word to the vocabulary. So you have to know the word, find it, and then you have to attach the definition to it, which is you have to be a quick thinker to find all of the words. Unless they didn't really give us a time to do it. You know how sometimes they'll time you on like maybe a spelling test or like a certain multiplication test or whatever. Yeah, so it promotes quick thinking. So you open the page, right? You open the first page and then you look at the first word and you're like, okay, where is it? And then you find it automatically. Dude, that's I just found it right now. I just found baguette. That's quick thinking. That's on the fly. You know, that's looking for process of elimination. I'm not looking for the letter A. I'm not looking for the letter C. I'm looking for the letter B because baguette starts with the letter B. And then you just, all of these things just super quick. You have to put it all together yourself. And that's one of the things I like about it is that it's fast paced. You know, it's at my own pace, but it's quick. It's not like I'm... Sometimes when you play other games like chess you can take your time on, and there's no problem with that, unless of course you have the timer on. But I'm just saying, what you're trying to do is to think as fast as possible without having to worry about like a clock or getting things done. You know, you make a decision right then and there, and that's what this thing does. I also, like, whenever I do it and I finish a page, I always feel like, all right, on to the next one, and on to the next one, and on to the next one. I feel like I get so much done. I feel like I accomplish like a whole... I'm already halfway done. And I feel like I've only been at this for a few days. You know, I feel like I feel very productive whenever I do it. But then again, they're easy word search puzzles, I guess. If I got like a little tougher ones, then maybe, but maybe not. Who knows? all I'm trying to say is that I do it and I'm addicted to it because it makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing a lot on a couple of pages, you know what I mean? As opposed to maybe writing, half of this book. Imagine if you had to write out your own word searches, instead of putting it to the computer and then just having the computer randomize it all by itself. You know what I mean? If you had to write it out by hand, although maybe that's how they did. No. They definitely used computers. There were definitely computers in that. Because this was, well, hold on. I'm trying to think. If people had to write it out by hand back in the day, then there would be no, there would be, I guess, if you're selling it, right? So first you write out the whole puzzle, and then once you do that, you give it to somebody else and you go like, pay me, I don't know how much, like pay me 50 cents for this and you can enjoy. But that doesn't make any sense. They would just put it on a newspaper, I think. They would put it on the newspaper and then you would just get it, right? Although, you ever think about like the first word search puzzle? Like the first word search puzzle that went out there, people must have loved, because if nobody loved it, they wouldn't like sell. It wouldn't be where it is today. It wouldn't be like this huge thing now. If you sold, like the first word search puzzle, everybody must have loved. Like it had to go stupid crazy with the amount of people who were like, I love this word search puzzle. Give me another word search puzzle. Where's that word search puzzle? You remember that word search puzzle? Did you try it? Try this word search puzzle. Like it must have been crazy. It must have been super viral. You know what I mean? Like not when it meant something to be viral, when it meant something to really be in people's newspapers, or like, because at the time everybody was like reading the paper, or they would like read the sports section, or they would do like crossword puzzles, they would do maybe Sudoku, or they would read like comic strips or whatnot. But then you would get the word search puzzle, and then everything changed. Everything became a lot about like, how do I get the next word search puzzle and the next word search puzzle? I bet you, I don't know what that feeling was like, or when that first word search puzzle hit the newspapers, but I can imagine somebody out there was like, also got super addicted to it and was like, I want another one. Give me more. And then they came out with more newspapers, and then they came out with their own book, and then with their own book, it grew into this amazing thing into the world. Okay, I found it. So the first word search puzzle released was in March 1st, 1968. So a little over 50 years ago. Right? Yes. So it was released on March 1st, 1968. So imagine that feeling. Imagine that. So it's not even the 70s. So you get that first word search puzzle. You open the paper up and you're like, what's this? And it's like, you have to find the words. Somebody's like, I don't get it. They pick up a pencil or a pen or whatever they had, and they find one word, and they're like, oh, this is cool. Where's the next one? And then they find the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. They're like, I want more word search puzzles. And then every single one of your neighbors have the same idea. I mean, they don't do it like that anymore. They don't make puzzles the same way anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, to stimulate the people now, you have to put like a controversial picture. You guys remember that white and gold dress or the black and blue dress controversy that everybody was going through? That's what gets people riled up. But back in the day, they put a word search puzzle on the newspaper and everybody's talking about it. Everybody's like, I need another word search puzzle. And now we're like, that dress is definitely blue. No, it's white and gold. You're out of your mind. And then everybody starts getting at each other's throats. And now they have word search puzzles online, but like it's not the same online. It's not the same, the book. The book is where it's at. If you do it online, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I've definitely downloaded some word search apps, just so that way I get like some more word searching done. But like they sometimes put ads on there and it's not as enjoyable. Whereas you get this book, and it's just the paper, the highlighter or pen or pencil, whatever you use. That's where it's at, and that feels a lot better. And I personally like doing that than being on my phone and trying to find the next word, because it doesn't have the same effect. It's the same thing I feel about reading online books. The Kindle. Everybody's like the Kindle, or you can get online books on there, but it doesn't have the same effect as actually reading the book. And that's how I feel with this. It's not as good online as it is having an actual physical copy of or paper right then and there to actually do the puzzle. And I don't know why that is. It just feels a lot more satisfying on paper than it does on my phone or on my laptop or whatever. It makes it. There's just it has a certain quality to it that can't be matched. And I also have to say, this is also a me thing, but I like to do my word search puzzles in highlighter. So I highlight the whole word. I don't use. I mean, you can use whatever you want, If you have a pencil, use a pencil. It doesn't matter. But, for me, I like to use a highlighter. And I like to use, multiple different highlighters. So, every single word's a different color. Just so that way it looks cool. And then sometimes I'll do one single color. And then other times I'll only use two colors. And then three. There's any variety of colors you can use, which I like, which is cool to me. If you use pen or pencil, there's often times where maybe it's it pokes through it might poke through the paper, or it might mess it up. Or let's say you start circling the word, and then you kind of mess it up a little bit. And I don't mean mess it up by you get the wrong word. I mean how sometimes you'll draw a circle, and then maybe your arm moves a little bit weird, or the way that you shaped it looks odd. Then you can't go back. I mean, the same thing can be said about the highlighter, but that one, it feels like when you do it, you can always re-highlight it, or you can just go over it again. Whereas with the pen or pencil, you can obviously see your mistake, which is not my favorite thing, which is not what I like. Because I've definitely had that feeling where I'm circling something and then I mess it up just a little bit, and I'm I have to erase it, but then when I erase it, you can definitely tell I erased it, and then it just doesn't look as good. So you just have to... What you have to do is use a highlighter. And for me, the highlighter is just better than a pen or pencil. But you use whatever, is available to you. And I also imagine there's a word search championship. So the way that I don't know how exactly it works. Maybe... Is it however many word search puzzles you can finish in a certain time? Is it one big word search puzzle that you have to finish before everyone else? How do you decide who's a word search champion? Is that something we're concerned about? Because I would like to compete in that. If there's a word search championship, I would like to participate in that because I guess it would just be so much fun to just sit down in a room and then all of a sudden you have to compete to find the next word and then the next word and then the next word, and then whoever gets the next piece of paper wins, or the next whoever finishes the most amount of puzzles or finds the most amount of words wins. But it'd be hard to tell who finds the most amount of words, because then you'd have to count it all up, right? So first you would have to I think the way you would do it is you would have give them pages upon pages upon pages of word search puzzles, and then they just have to finish as many as they can, and whoever finishes the most wins. And then if there's like people with the same amount of word search puzzles completed, then you have to look at the last page that they have and how many words they solved, and then you're gonna go like, okay, you solved 10 words, you solved 9, this guy wins. You know what I mean? That would be how I think it would work, but I don't know. Okay. It says Canadian wins word search championship because of gift of locating swear words. So this Canadian won from Saskatchewan because he was able to locate a lot of swear words. How do they... This was also in 2015, so this was a while ago. We can't put it all... Who's the champion now? So it says he's the 31st word search champion. But they don't give me any background. They don't give me the full story. They just told me he could find a bunch of swear words and he won. But like, is there a certain number of words you have to find? Like, how do you win? Like, maybe it's just one word search puzzle, but it's like a really difficult word search puzzle. And then if you find however many number of words, or I guess whenever you complete it, huh? So it's not really a long drawn out competition. It's more of like a fast pace, one word search puzzle wins all, I guess. Which I don't like. I want it to be like kind of like a long drawn out match. You know, really test your skill. Because that way, you definitely feel like you're accomplishing a lot, but it also like gives you opportunity to speed up or to slow down. You know, there's a lot of mental gymnastics involved in it. But the guy only won $250. So there's no money in word searching. That's a shame. What a shame, huh? Because, I mean, at least in my understanding, there are certain things you can be good at, right? But you don't have to necessarily be the best. No. There's certain games, or there's certain mental exercises out there, like chess. You can win a lot of money from playing chess, you know? People who play chess are really smart, so they make a lot of money. You know what I mean? But word searching, I guess, because it's so easy to everybody, it's not about... Because it is so easy, I guess they feel like it's a low value. So all he gets is bragging rights and $250 for word searching. But he's also the champion, so maybe that's a good win. That's a good victory for him. I'm happy for this man. Good way to go, Canadian guy. I'm proud of you. I also just think that I just think that there could be a lot more money in this. There has to be more money in this. Because then, if you put, okay, so this is the way it would work, right? You put money into it, right? And then once you put money into it, people can also bet, make it like a big competition. Make it like 200 people competing for 1 hour, and they all have to solve as many word search puzzles as they can. Something like that. Just give them a timetable to work with. Or you could give them the world's, I don't know. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. The world's largest word search puzzle is by, I keep saying Mel Crow. But there's I guess there's any number of them, but there's 5,500 words. So that's a lot of words. So you make them all take that one. Man, that's more than my whole book. My whole book has 1,600 words. And their one puzzle has 5,500 words. So in okay, maybe not a whole hour. No, yes, a whole hour. You have to solve that puzzle, and you have to solve other puzzles. Or other pages. You get what I'm saying here? Man, that's just one puzzle. That is one puzzle. That is one word search puzzle. World's largest word search puzzle. I wonder if they made a big... Have they made a huge sheet of paper and then just put a word search puzzle on it? And that would be the world's largest word search puzzle. I wonder what the biggest piece of paper in the world is. Did we ever try that? Did we ever think of making the world's largest? I guess you would have to consider weather conditions, maybe. Anyways, or you give up all super confusing and difficult word search puzzles. So you'll give them one word, right? They have to find one word in this whole puzzle. So it would be let's say the word is jump, right? But then there's a whole bunch of letters with the same letter in there. So it'd be J, 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 U, 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 M, 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 P, 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 P. So then when you get confused and you're like, okay, there's a J here, but there's no U next to it. There's no, okay, that kind of looks like jump, but no, I thought it just jump. There's no P at the end, and there's U and P, but there's no J, and then there's jump, but there's no jump. And so you're trying to find you know what I'm saying? You confuse them by putting a lot of the same letters in there, and then that makes it super difficult for them to find the word. Or maybe it'll make it easy. I have no idea. But I hope you get what I'm saying is that you give them difficult word search puzzles that mess with them, So there's only one word in the whole puzzle, but there's a whole bunch of letters with the exact same letters in the word. So that way it just confuses them and it makes it difficult for them to find. And that would just be one puzzle. Then they have to go into another puzzle, and then it's multiple words, and then there's multiple messed up things on there. But let's go back to this word search championship. So yes. So those multiplication tests you used to take as a kid, or I used to take a multiplication test as a kid, and the way it would work is they would give you, let's say 1 minute. They would give you 1 minute, and you have to find and you have to do the multiplication test, and you have to get all the answers correct to pass. Do the same thing for the word search puzzle. So you have, I don't want to give them just. How about just at the beginning to weed out the people? So let's say you get 200 participants, right? And then you have to narrow it down to, like, let's say 50. So then you do the 1 minute word search puzzle, and then whoever solves it faster or on time moves ahead. Now that might eliminate some people, not all of them, so you have to do it a bunch of times until you either eliminate a whole bunch of people, or you just maybe a minute's too generous. I guess it would depend the amount of words, huh? So you would have to find a certain amount of words in the puzzle. That's just what I think. And then or you do the 200 participants, but they all have to do easy. So the way it would begin is they have to solve pages upon pages upon pages of word search puzzles, but it starts off easy. So the first puzzle will be like 3 word search puzzles, and then it'll be 4, and then it'll be 5, and then so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So you start off with the easy ones, and then as you continue, it gets harder and harder, and the puzzles become longer and longer to solve, just because you have to find so many words. Does that make sense? Does that work? I think that would be a great idea. What if they gave you like a big word search puzzle book? Like, I have this book is pretty thin, but like I'm thinking of like a word search puzzle book that's like a huge phone book. Like, what if they gave you that and they were like, you have to finish this book and then we can talk? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that's a qualification. So in order to get into the competition, you have to do like a whole phone book of word search puzzles, and then you have to send it back to them and be like, yeah, I solved all of it. And then they have to be like, all right, perfect. This is your invitation to join the competition, and we'll see you. I mean, I guess it all depends, right? So a book that size and that massive, maybe they give you like 6 months. 6 months to complete it. 6 months to do the puzzle book, the phone book word search puzzle book, and then if you complete that, you get into the competition, and then you do the word search puzzles, and then you compete against however many people finish the book. Because that shows dedication. That shows that you're consistent, and also shows that you're capable of doing it pretty quickly doing it then. Because you can't just do the whole book in one day. I bet you could get a lot done in a day, but not as much as you would think. You know what I mean? Oh, and then I also had this idea of like, there's just a blank paper in front of you, right? But then the idea is not to sit down and like find the paper and find the word. The idea is you have to run around, like in Survivor or one of those reality game shows, whatever, right? Where it's like you have to kind of win challenges in order to continue on forward and stuff like that. Well, this would be the exact same idea. So the word search puzzle is you get like clues, you have to run around and you have to find the word, and then you have to put the puzzle together yourself. You know what I mean? So that's the word search. That's the word search puzzle. You have to figure out the riddle, you have to run and find something. So it would be something like the word you're looking for is salty and blue. And then you're like, oh snap, it's probably by water. So you run over to like the river, or you run over to like a pond or whatever, and then you find the word, and then you run back and you put it onto the board or onto the piece of paper. And that's the puzzle. You're completing the puzzle. You found the word, now you put it up onto the board, and you win the game essentially. So it would be like a group effort. It would be like a team group thing. That would be one way of doing it. That's a lot more exciting than just watching people sit down and circle words, But other than that, I mean, go pick up a word search puzzle today. Go find, download an app. They're free. You can get it anytime, any place. But for me, I'm just gonna try to hold on to this book as long as possible. I'll try to get as much value from it as I possibly can. But other than that, that's all I got. Right now, I'm just trying not to finish this whole thing before I get a chance to really utilize it, because sometimes I'm in the mood. Sometimes I'm like, I can live without it for today. Let's save it for another time when we can really, get a lot done. Because sometimes I might not have the time for it. So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.